Hi, my name is Terrell Mitchell, and today I will be discussing the Aetna diversity case. Before we start though, I'll shed some backstory on the case itself. Raymond Marcos is the Chief Diversity Officer at Aetna, and he is preparing a presentation to the Board of Directors who are looking to cut some expenses within the company. With the diversity initiative being one of the more funded initiatives, the board may be looking to cut this program. Raymond's goal is to compel the board to continue funding and investing in the initiative. So here I am today to provide some recommendations for what the company should do in order to maximize success within diversity, as well as provide Raymond with guidance on what could be improved for diversity programs. Starting off with the overview of the presentation, I will provide first the position statement, then the analysis, and finally the recommendations, where I will provide a short-term recommendation as to what they should do now, and then I will provide the long-term effect that this will have on Aetna and how they will be benefiting from this recommendation. The position statement. Diversity plays a major role in the business structure and the success of Aetna. In order to continue with the success that has been implemented into the organization, Raymond needs to show the board that in order to showcase the diverse population within the company, the resources and the business growth need to work together to successfully represent the results. Through intercultural awareness efforts, in-depth explanation of the benefits of diversity, and expanding on the employee survey, Raymond will not only be able to maximize diversity success, but also prove that the money allocated to diversity is necessary for the overall advancement of the organization. Analysis. Starting with the company background, Aetna was founded in 1850, and it wasn't until 1853 that the company split and became Aetna Life Insurance Company. In 1996, Aetna moved into the healthcare industry by acquiring U.S. Healthcare. Serving 37.2 million people and employing 35,000 employees, Aetna is one of the nation's leading healthcare benefit companies. Being as diverse as possible, Aetna was able to employ many individuals, all coming from different backgrounds. Aetna was able to put many of these diverse individuals into management positions, supervisor positions, and even senior level positions. Being diverse and hiring a diverse group of people to run and help Aetna is a part of the long history of the company and organization. Moving on to the current economic environment. 2008 was a terrible year for most people. With the stock market crash, many businesses lost funding and or means of getting money. According to the CEO of Aetna, the core business performance remains solid. Though Aetna did have minor capital losses, the CEO believes that the company as a whole is not in danger and they will simply recover what they had lost. The company's positive performance through the means of customer service, accessibility to healthcare, as well as making healthcare affordable for more individuals is what keeps the customers with the company. Moving on to the business case for diversity, Aetna's strategy was to maximize productivity and creativity while meeting the needs of diverse consumer groups. The business equation is business growth plus resources equals market view of diverse employee population. The ERG is Aetna's employee resource group and is responsible for developing leaders by utilizing talent and contributions from age, ethnic, orientation groups, and others that represent and incorporate diversity into the framework of Aetna. Corporate strategy versus HR strategy. Aetna's corporate strategy to pursue diversity focuses more on the customers and how the company can grow in diverse marketplaces. Aetna's HR strategy is more geared toward the employees and how HR is accountable for implementing diversity into the workplace and leadership positions. Aetna's values. Aetna's core values include integrity, employee engagement, excellence and accountability, and lastly, quality service and value. These core values revolve around the customers. Aetna's diversity strategy. By combining the core value and the business strategy, this is where diversity strategy comes into the framework for success. The company's diversity strategy's core components include integration, communication, and education. The diversity strategy supports the business goals and also takes into account the direct and indirect payoff of diversity. From Aetna's diversity efforts, the company has received a number of awards and recognitions. The company is recognized for its commitment to diversity and how their employee resource groups promote diversity. Though the company has made amazing strides in regards to their efforts to promote diversity, there are always some things that can be improved in order to maximize success. My first recommendation for Aetna is to incorporate intercultural awareness efforts into their core value system. Intercultural awareness when it comes to the company values of Aetna is necessary due to the fact that everyone is not the same. We are all different, which provides each of us distinctive perspectives. It is important for the company to do some research and receive feedback in different communities on what their core values look like. What will make those individuals feel included? For example, the way that a company builds relationships and trust within the African American community may be different than how they would build trust for people within an Asian community. Or the company's standards on integrity may not align with those who are from a Hispanic or Latino community. Being able to know your target audience and being mindful of cultural sensitivity is necessary in order to reduce cultural boundaries. It is important to acknowledge and respect what makes all of us different or unique and use what is learned to better serve these communities that may be underserved. Developing a sense of cultural awareness helps us become more aware of cultural biases, bridges the communication gap, and aids in the goal of effectively integrating and interacting with others who may not think or behave the way that we do. By understanding cultural sensitivity as well as using intercultural awareness within their core values, Aetna is building a relationship with the customers and getting to know the communities and what they value the most. The relationship between the customer would be stronger and possibly create generational usage from customers, ultimately bringing in more revenue for Aetna. In the workplace itself, it creates less turnover because employees feel connected to the work that they are doing. This creates a stronger trust within the company and strengthens communication skills. And employees are able to represent a larger variety of customers. It also promotes less absenteeism and less turnover. My second recommendation for Aetna is to expand on the employee survey. Aetna needs to create more in-depth questions for the employees to answer on the topic of diversity in the workplace. As of now, the questions that they ask their employees are lackluster. In order to properly learn about diversity in the workplace, the company needs to move from agree and disagree type of questions toward more open-ended responses. In addition to questions about diversity and inclusion, Aetna should consider creating focus groups. Focus groups would allow the company to get a better sense of what their employees want from a company. This will prove beneficial in helping Raymond or others in similar positions assess the company's challenges and strengths, create best practices and strategies moving forward, and successfully implementing necessary changes to the company's everyday routine. By adding the questions, Aetna will understand the need for diversity from the perspective of the employees and people in management roles and not just the customers. As much as the customers are a huge part of the diversity aspect of the company, the employees are just as important. Coming from all different backgrounds and having different perspectives on different aspects of the company and how they handle business, they are essentially the faces and voices of diversity for the company. My final recommendation is for Raymond to explain the benefits that diversity has on the company. Raymond needs to explain to the board the benefits that even in the financial climate that they are in, that diversity has a positive effect on the company and will continue to contribute to the business goals in areas such as recruitment, engagement, diversity training, community relations, and create long-term sustainability for the company as a whole. The money that the board is putting into the company's diversity efforts may be more than other companies, but Aetna is still one of the leading diversified health insurance companies. By investing in diversity training, trainers, and education, Aetna is creating an environment and workplace where people actually want to work. In an environment where employees feel engaged and valued, productivity is much higher. The end result is greater when employees and even the customers feel as if they're being listened to and their values are taken into account with the company's values. This keeps results in lower staff turnover, lower rates of absenteeism, and lessens the need and costs associated with the new hire training and onboarding. By funding program efforts and initiatives like recruiting, Aetna is going outside of their normal pool of candidates to get diverse, hardworking people to enhance the company brand. This helps strengthen the reputation of the company, improves customer service, increases employee confidence, and most importantly, helps the company effectively reach its goals. Satisfied employees are more invested in the company's goals and are more productive.